Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is February 23rd, 7:40 a.m. Prices of Bitcoin currently at 48,700 and some change. I got lots to talk about with Bitcoin, with altcoins, and everything related to all the liquidations that we had and the Tether FUD that finally got cleared up this morning. So, let's get to the analysis. But before that, make sure y'all hit the thumbs up if you're watching this video. And also go check out our website, thealphatrades.com, hit the products page and buy our Advantage subscription if you want access to all our locked channels right here. If you are interested in getting more analysis, more videos every single day, and of course, all the trade setups that we have in the Advantage membership. Now, again, none of this stuff is financial advice. When I post trades, these are trades that I'm taking. This is just analysis and me putting it out to the world and showing y'all exactly why I'm getting into a position, why I'm getting out, etc. This is not a buy or sell signals group. If you're looking for that, go look somewhere else. We are a community that shows all the kinds of analysis that we have regarding specific altcoins, regarding Bitcoin. And then based on that information, you can either take the trade or not take the trade. Okay. So one of the trades that we actually just closed over the last several days was this Bitcoin long position, right? We had this position way the heck back here. If y'all look from February 2nd, we took the entry around $35,950. Rode this pretty much all the way to about 50 to 55,000. Cut about 50% of my position between 50 and 55,000. And then after that, I had a stop set for 48,000, which got hit just yesterday, right, in this big wick. So that took me out of the trade, and I netted a profit of almost 44% on the entire trade. In less than 1 month, we netted a fantastic 44% profitable trade in Bitcoin leveraged long. Now, this does not include the spot positions that we've been in for several months or several years. And of course, does not include, all the other positions that we are in the market. Okay. All my position updates, everything that I'm trading is always available to my Advantage members in the position updates channel, in all the different channels that we have for altcoin spot buy, DeFi leverage long, altcoin leverage long, etc. Okay. So I make sure that all this stuff is visible for my Advantage members every single day. And this is the power that you get by joining the Advantage member subscription. All right. So anyway, if y'all are interested, you could go to our website, thealphatrades.com, products page, sign up for the subscription, and then shoot me a message right here, or shoot a message to the any of the admins or the other moderators that generally come up. Okay. So other than having the kind of analysis and information that I put out for my Advantage members, we also started the 5K account challenge. For those of you who are not familiar with this, on December 30th, 2020, I started a separate account with $5,000 in the account. And I told my Advantage members that every single day, or at least every other day, I would update Advantage members on exactly how I am trading that account, whether it's long positions, short positions, moving up stops, taking profits, buying different spot positions, etc. All this stuff is available in the videos that I create every single day. And as you could see, right, as you go on through the days, you could see the account got to about 7,900, then 9,800, then 18,000, and then back to 11,000, back to 16, back to 11, all the way down. We got all the way to about 20,000. And so just about yesterday, we were at 19,300, right? So starting from $5,000 up here to where we are today, well, that's almost a 4x leap of less than 2 months, right? So all in all, I'm incredibly happy with this challenge, and I think our Advantage members are too. This wasn't a challenge. This was not a challenge, rather, about showing people how much money I can make in this account, but rather a challenge of how I go about trading, how I manage my risk, how I manage the capital, and how I rotate around different positions in the market with the given capital that I have. So Advantage members have gotten to see these videos every single day. And I think this has probably been some of the most important information for them to watch every single day. All right. So if y'all are interested, you could go to our website once again, sign up for the Advantage membership subscription. If not, at least hit the thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Okay, so let's get to the analysis. All right, lots to talk about. So yesterday, right, we actually had a big flush down with this big wick. Okay, now what happened after that big wick? Well, we came back to the previous area where we had slight bit of consolidation and then big sell-off. If you are a technical trader like I am, you start mapping out levels pretty fast to understand where exactly the next area of resistance could be. For me, it was pretty obvious that this was the cap in the market, at least near term. Once I started to see the market reject right there, this level, I had a small long position that I took in the 5K account. I let go of that position. I think I bought in around 51,500, so somewhere around here. And I sold that position right over here. So it's a quick profit, I think of maybe $1,000 or so in the 5K account. And after I let go of that position, I just did not re-enter it. Because one of the things about technicals is that the market itself will show you signs of strength or weakness in a very clear manner, right? The markets generally do not lie to you. Okay, they're very, very clear and precise about how you can, watch levels be turned into support, into resistance. Yeah, sometimes it's possible that they do something like this. They push up and it looks like we've broken above that level, but then it fails down. Well, once it fails down, this is really your exit sign from your long anyway. So at this particular point, the market is telling you the truth that, hey, I cannot stay above this $54,000 level. It looks like I'm going to start breaking down. How much lower I'm going to break down, no one really has any idea. Okay. But the point is, you don't have to wonder how low it's going to break down. You just know that we're unable to stay above a key SR level. That just means that we're probably going to go down. Okay. So yesterday to my Advantage members, I stated, right, it looks like we were rejecting $54,100. As you could see, I mentioned this to my Advantage members yesterday at 10:30 p.m. And I stated that, the next biggest support levels, if we start breaking down, are $49,000 and then $42,000, right? So that's kind of where we are right now. I believe that we already hit 49,000 once again. We even took out the low from over here. But what we now need to do in BTC is either we turn at least this 47,600 marker into support like this, and we start pushing up and away from it, or we come all the way down here around 42 or 42,500, test that as support, and then start moving back up. Okay. Now, of course, if we start breaking past 42,000, then something is really wrong with the market, and then we're probably headed a little bit lower, quite possibly towards this big base that we created down here, around 35 to 36,000. But I'm not even going to think about that yet because we still have to get through 47,000. We still have to get through 42,000. Okay. Everything across the board, though, kind of looks like crap. So there's not really, solace that you could find in different parts of the market. But there are a couple of altcoins that I will mention that have been doing incredibly well, and we have been positioned in them for several weeks. Okay. But first things first, I wanted to talk about the RSI, which is now having basically a bullish divergence right here being created, right? This is your bullish divergence. Okay. Lower lows on the price, higher lows on the RSI. So it's possible that maybe we already got the bounce from this bullish divergence and this is it. Or it's possible that maybe we have another sweep down. We have more divergence being built like this. And then this is the real bottom, and then we start pushing back up. OBV, which is on balance volume, right? This is basically the volume of up days minus down days, okay? So all this is saying is it looks like there's more and more selling happening in the market versus buying. That's all that means. It's very simple. When the OBV is going down, there's more selling happening. When the OBV is going up, there's more buying happening. It's very simple, right? So at present moment, it's very hard to make an argument that this is not, this is not an area that is indicating that there's basically a lack of buying activity, right? So it's clearly showing us that, okay, something is wrong in the market. Clearly, there's a lot of sellers in the market, and they keep just selling and selling. But it's possible that, like I said, Maybe we just retest 47.6 and from here we start moving up. Or maybe we head down to 42 and then we start moving up. Okay. But OBV, if you're paying attention to that, maybe you want to pull this up on your chart and start paying attention to this on a 1 hour, 4 hour daily basis. All right. 4 hour perspective, we also have some, pretty ugly candles, right? What you would hope on the current 4 hour that you're seeing, if you see this green candle, right? And you're looking at this a weekly open, okay? What you effectively want is a strong break through that weekly open and retesting that as support and then starting to move up. Okay, that will be your first indication that, okay, maybe the market has bottomed right here. If you are longing right here in hopes that from here we have to go up, it's purely a gamble. Okay, it's purely a gamble because you have not broken above key resistance levels to find an indication that the market is breaking through resistance levels and it wants to push up higher. This is no man's land. This is, the territory where it's really gambler's paradise. Maybe you could scout from this level to this level or short from this level back down to this level or maybe even lower. But again, it's all gambling right now, right? It's possible that there's some great scalping opportunities, but in reality, if you're trying to be, betting in the direction of the market to swoop up from here, it's very tough. Okay, it's very, very tough. So for the most part, I'm not in leverage trades in the market right now. I don't plan on being in any leverage trades until the market itself clears up. But when I do, of course, I will always let my Advantage members know what I am doing. All right. On a daily basis, a key SR level, which is this marker right here, has been tagged, which is, in my opinion, a very good sign. But now we need to see if from here we get follow through, right? So the daily has to look back on the 4 hour and the hourly time frames to show us that we are breaking through key levels. So the best way to watch this, like I said, I think we need to break above this February 14th weekly open, which is around $48,700. And once we start breaking up above that and holding it as support and pushing higher, that's your first indication that, okay, maybe the market is ready to push up higher. But until it does that, it's going to be very choppy in this environment. Okay. You could also be, say a pivots trader. You could look at it this way. You can see this is the weekly pivot. Price is rejecting the S1 pretty strongly right now. And where is the S2? The S2 is around 41,200 and some change. Okay, so if we do break down and say we do reject the S2, well, we might, have a nice sweep down here, reclaim that $42,000 level, and then make our way back up. I'm honestly hoping that we make it all the way down here to cause another bit of a panic in the market, and then we start, pushing our way back up, because that would be the ultimate sort of, way where the market really just flushes out every single person who's been trying to long the last 1 to 2 days, and it just destroys anybody trying to trade leverage, right? Because if you had this move down and then this big pop back up and you long somewhere down here and you got stopped out down here, that's a pretty deep stop that you had to put in anyway. And same thing right here. If you say long somewhere near the bottom or you're longing somewhere over here, and then the price once again rolls over down here, well, you're going to lose a ton of money, or you might even get liquidated down here, right? So be careful with your leverage positions in the market. Please do be careful. All right. Other than that, if you're a moving average trader, we also have our indicators. We give 30% discount for monthly membership for Advantage members and 40% discount off our yearly subscription for the indicator. And in this indicator, we actually have 3 subsets, okay? First, we have the trend maker, which is these ribbons that you see. These are moving average based indicators, okay? Many different times you are able to even scalp with these indicators. I've found tremendous scalping opportunities with these indicators. For example, one of the best scalping opportunities that I could, easily find right here is if you actually took this area right here where price is rejecting this red ribbon, as you can see, that was your opportunity to enter short. okay, this would have been your opportunity to enter short, and you would have probably closed down your short at this level, at this white level, or now at this green level. So any one of these markers could have been your take profit area for your short position. Imagine how amazing that is to be able to look at an indicator and realize that the moving averages themselves are giving you very fantastic potential opportunities to be able to sell into the market or buy into the market based on how the moving averages are turning up or down. Now, you can use this indicator on any time frame, right? So I use it sometimes on the hour or 4 hour. More often, I use it on the daily. So on the 4 hour basis, what we've effectively had is a breakdown from the moving averages. But now we're retesting a key moving average multiple right here. Okay. Off this bounce, generally, the way I would play this bounce is if you're looking at a bounce from this green area, I'd be looking for a bounce right into this red um, ribbon right here, which is around 52,000 to 53,000, right? It's possible that it rolls over before that, but if you're looking for scalping opportunities, that might be, potential scalp opportunity. On the daily basis, right, we actually have not touched any of the deeper sort of support moving averages, which is this aqua line right here around 43,000 and the red ribbon down here, which is around 41 to $40,000. So like I said, it's possible that maybe we have another sweep down coming, right? Maybe we're underestimating how many sellers are actually selling in the market. Okay, so just do be careful, trying to time the bottom in situations like this. The other indicator that we have is the swing indicator. We use the Ichimoku cloud within this indicator, but with a special formula that we've applied. And this one has been tremendous on the 1 hour and 4 hour timeframes because it truly helps you visualize exactly where the potential opportunities where market could go from, a nice momentum trade to starting to shift momentum once it starts breaking back in the cloud. So this is a fantastic indicator that I watch at least a couple times a day to help me figure out, where the momentum of the market is. And same thing with our third subset of the indicator, which is the shepherd down here. This one helps me understand where the divergences are coming, where prices are overbought or oversold, and where potential tops can be created. So in this indicator, if you look at those red Bs right here, these were actually indicating that there's a bearish divergence right here building. So imagine you saw this bearish divergence building in our indicator and you shorted, say, this area. Well, your short paid off huge if you paid attention to these signals, right? So again, these indicators should be used in complement to your own technical analysis, but I find them incredibly useful to look at on a day-to-day basis, not only with Bitcoin, but with altcoins, with commodities, and with stocks. All right. So we've discussed Bitcoin. We've discussed, our indicator, right? We got to discuss the stock market too, because this is an important play in the stock market, which, clearly looks like things are looking a little bit ugly. The market itself is selling off a decent amount. At least the futures are. These are the NASDAQ futures. These are the S&P 500 futures right here. So they're selling off a good amount, right? And of course, that has been impacting Bitcoin too. So the one thing you guys got to realize is most of this market, when it comes to US equities starting to become a little bit more risk off, meaning the market itself sees that it's very overbought or very extended to the upside, you will start seeing the translation of those impact of downside movement in US stocks, in gold, in crypto, all across the board, because there's a de-risking happening by the bigger institutions and hedge funds that they're taking big money across the board, across everything. Nothing is going to be immune, okay? No one cares about, all the billionaires or whatever purchasing Bitcoin. Just remember that for every other billionaire that's out there, there's like 5 others that are ready to play the other side of the trade in the market too. And institutions, I mean, you could even forget about that because they have billions upon billions and trillions in asset management. So they have the ability to cause market-wide sell-offs, which can basically impact everything. So it's not even that institutions have to sell Bitcoin or short Bitcoin. It could just be that they're selling, the S&P 500 stocks or the NASDAQ stocks. And what happens is other algos and other bots pick up the selling that's happening in those markets, and they start selling and de-risking in these markets. Why? Because if you have positions in the stock market that are going down, to cover some of those risks, you might have to start taking profit on your crypto because you're already up in crypto a lot. So to cover and offset the losses in the stock market, you might have to start selling off some of your crypto, right? So there's many different ways the stock market can ebb and flow and sort of bleed into other parts of the market. And you have to recognize when that's happening. Because if you don't recognize that and you sort of stay adamant in saying that Bitcoin has to bounce, crypto has to bounce, well, you're going to keep getting flushed down further and further and further. So don't do that. Okay, be careful. So over the last 24 hours, right? Yesterday we had about $4 billion in liquidations. Today we're having about $5.3 billion in total liquidations. Huge amount of liquidations across the board. I'm sure you guys could tell. This just means that the market is cleaning up all the excess bullish buys, all the excess leverage in the system, and now it's starting to maybe make that final push down. Maybe we make it back to 42,000, or maybe we just create a base right here. Maybe we just start chopping around right here for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And once we create that base right here, right, from here, and then we might start making it back up in March, or who knows, maybe April, right? So I'm still relatively bullish in crypto. Not a whole lot has changed my mind, but the one thing that I am concerned about is tomorrow there's a meeting with the Fed. They're going to be talking about interest rates. They're going to be talking about, the bond markets, why the bond yields are actually, going up further and further. Just so y'all know, the bond market is basically the biggest market in the world, right? Or I guess second to the currency markets. So when people start investing in bonds, so this is the 10-year US Treasury note, and this is the 30-year US Treasury, okay? When people start investing in bonds, and when you see bonds go up, like the 30-year that you're looking at right now, what that effectively means is that there are bigger investors out there that might be selling US stocks, US equities for bonds. Okay, why are they selling that? Well, because bonds are the safest assets in the world. Okay, to invest in a bond is effectively saying that you're finding risk in other parts of the market, and the safest investment right now is the US bond market, meaning the government bonds. And even if they yield really shitty gains, which is like 2%, as you could see, it's safe for bigger institutions because it causes a lack of volatility and a price stability, right? You're not going to see huge up and down movement like the stock market has. You'll generally see a nice steady, climbing movement like this when the bond market starts going up. But when the bond market starts going up, remember, like I said, it creates a de-risking event in other parts of the market, like US stocks, like commodities, like even crypto. Because bigger investors are effectively saying that, hey, we're starting to see some risks come up in the stocks and the crypto markets and commodities, so we're going to head off into bonds a little bit more, just to be able to protect our investments. And once they start selling, other people start selling, and everybody joins on the party of selling. And that's why you get these big sell-offs in the market. Okay. So this is, my basic explanation to y'all why the bond market itself can cause, big sell-offs in crypto. Okay. So anyway, that is my point of concern right now. Now, other than the bond markets, right, I still think that Bitcoin has been on a huge tear. I mean, if you look at this chart like this, you can see that this is kind of like a minor blip. It's like a minor blip like we had back here in 2017 before we made our way higher. Now, there's a couple different ways where you can start tagging on moving averages to understand where price is relative to the trend. And at present moment, I just turn on the 21 moving average. And as you can see, right? This is a very key moving average that we've utilized for several years. When the market is bullish, price likes to come back to the 2021 moving average on the daily, and it likes to bounce off it and start moving up and away. The problem arises when you start breaking below that moving average, and then things get a little bit murky. Then you don't really know what's going to happen. Maybe the trend is shifting in this area if we start doing this kind of thing like that, and we start breaking down. Okay, that is not something that you want. Okay, but for now, price is bouncing off the 21 moving average, and this is a good sign temporarily. We need to see follow through to the upside after that. Pivots wise, we're bouncing off the R2 pivot, so that's a good sign too. The R1 pivot is right around 41,000. So if we do get a deep wick down, keep an eye on that $41,000, $42,000 level. Okay, let's talk about altcoins, right? Because altcoins have been smacked across the board. Bitcoin especially was smacked hard, but Ethereum is now down from its high about 25%. Till the low, it was down about 35% in 2 days. So lots of liquidations in ETH for sure, right? But the point is that, even with ETH, I believe that ETH will be looking at Bitcoin to save the day, meaning when Bitcoin starts bouncing, it is very possible that ETH and other altcoins will start bouncing as well. Sometimes I've actually seen that altcoins actually start bouncing before Bitcoin does. So that's another thing that you should be paying attention to. When you start seeing altcoins like ETH breaking above key resistance level, then you should pay attention to see what Bitcoin is doing too. If Bitcoin is following through and maybe just lagging behind, you might catch a nice trade in the altcoins as well as Bitcoin. Okay, in the long side is what I mean. Let's check out some other altcoins. Link got completely annihilated. Link dropped all the way from a high of about $37 all the way to about 21. And it basically retested, as you can see, this key SR level almost right here, right? So huge sell-off. Huge volume in Link of selling activity. Who knows? Maybe this is the bottom, maybe it's not. But all in all, you want to start being a little bit cautious here, because if Link comes back down inside the range, then once again something is completely wrong, right? Same thing like Bitcoin. Like I said, if Bitcoin starts breaking down and breaking below 42 or 41, something is really wrong. Okay, and we might have a further sell-off. I personally think though that, I don't know, maybe we have another 24 hours of selling or a base being created, but this is a good amount of selling that's happened already. I would probably figure like there's a mean reversion trade in here, at least back towards like 50% of the way or 61.8% of the way, back up like this. And then after that, if it starts rolling down again, then who knows, maybe we might sell off further. Okay, so Link obviously not performing that well, but I will tell you guys what is performing relatively well. So if you start looking at FTT, right? FTT has still been performing better than ETH, better than Link, percentage-wise, okay? And then aside from that, the other tokens, like Solana, it's actually up on the day. This is incredible. And I believe that this is up on the days because there might be a capital rotation happening away from ETH, maybe even away from BNB, and heading into platforms like Solana, like FTT, or like Serum, which I've been talking about for several weeks on my Twitter feed and even my Advantage members. So I've been talking about Serum since about $2 since I entered, and now I'm up almost 3.5x, right? So as you can see, it's a huge movement to the upside. And this tells you that when you have assets like Bitcoin, like ETH going down, and then you have assets like Serum going up or Solana going up, it means that the market is saying that, hey, we seek yield, we seek safety and security in these assets because we believe that there's more to these assets, that they are not properly priced, that their pricing might be $10 or $12 or $15, right? And once the market brings that back up, okay, then you could start, seeing Serum and Solana following the rest of the market. But the fact that Solana and Serum right now are doing incredibly well means that these are prized assets and the market is valuing these higher than is valuing Bitcoin or ETH, or starting to put their capital at work versus Bitcoin and ETH. Okay, so make sure y'all pay attention to Solana and Serum. Sushi is the other platform you could be paying attention to. I know Sushi, Solana, Serum, and Radium, they're all thinking about partnering up together. There's a huge paper that was written on it. So make sure y'all keep paying attention. Okay, so it's very possible that Sushi benefits from that too. All right. Check out Polkadot. I think Polkadot also got slaughtered. From the high to the low, I think it was down. Let's see. It was down almost 37%, currently down 19, 20%. So once again, if you guys have a longer term outlook on things like Polkadot or ETH or Link or even FTT, these may be incredible buying opportunities. You may not ever get buying opportunities like this, but this is probably more for spot positioning. In leverage, you're probably going to have your stomach churn because the volatility will be insane. Okay, it's going to be a lot of up and down probably for the next several days. So just be careful on leverage. All right. So yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much it, folks. We talked about this Bitfinex Tether FUD that we've been having for the last 1, 2, 3 years. Finally, that's been cleared up, right? Finally, there's just been a slap of basically chump change of $18.5 million by the New York AG, and now everything is clear. The FUD is gone. Hopefully, the market should bounce from here. If it doesn't, I mean, that just means that maybe there's some more selling to be happening. But for the most part, the negative news, I don't think that that's going to be impacting BTC anytime soon with this whole Tether debacle. Okay, so very, very good sign in my opinion. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Make sure y'all follow me on Twitter, folks. I put out a lot of great analysis on Twitter. Sometimes I just talk about all the things that I'm paying attention to, that I'm thinking about buying, that I'm thinking about cutting, etc. Okay, so you might get some free tips. But other than that, if you want 2-a-day videos, like the video you're seeing right now, twice a day, every single day, you can go to our website, thealphatrades.com, products page, and buy our subscription. Aside from the 2-a-day videos, like I said, you have the 5K challenge that you can watch videos every single day of how I put out, my videos, how I show you guys exactly how I'm trading that account, and you can get access to that with the Advantage subscription as well. That's all I got for y'all. Hopefully this analysis was helpful. Take care, be careful, set your stops properly, be careful with leverage, folks. All right, and hit the thumbs up, and I'll catch up with y'all soon. Cheers.